and am prepared to make a motion that we do establish the CAC and the EAW process and get it going.
Commissioner Kummer indicated she has a motion. Should this have been presented to staff first so staff can take a look and evaluate with what has been presented before, and then, then the board, or at least the committee, should be taking a look at it. So with that in mind, I'll call on President Olson.
Thank you, Chair Fine. I did want to speak to Commissioner Kummer's motion.
She hasn't made the motion.
I believe she did, didn't she?
No, I said
No.
I'm prepared to make one.
Oh, all right. Well,
And so I haven't, go ahead.
then I'm going to speak to her preparation of a possible motion, I guess. But I would certainly support a motion by Commissioner Kummer to move ahead with Citizens Advisory Committee, have an EAW done, and also have staff go over this document that they presented to us and make sure it's the best agreement that the park board could get if we were to move forward with this project. So that's what I have to say. Thank you.
I detect on this motion, we have 5 members on this committee, that Commissioners Young and Dietzick are going to vote against the motion, meaning that one more person votes against it and the motion doesn't move on to the full board. I can tell you as chair of this committee that one of my problems with the motion is, number one, we don't, as I said a couple of times, and I voted, unlike both Commissioner Dietzick and Young, I've always voted for the Crown Hydro proposal in the past. And so it's not that I'm not supportive of Crown Hydro, it's just the opportunity to take a better look at this and allow more public input. And the question is, to me, whether we should be dealing with this motion tonight, or it should be moved on, or maybe the motion should be moved on just to the full board. The full board is ultimately going to decide this. My feeling is that full board's got to be in favor of Crown Hydro, which they have not on the previous proposals. It clearly did not pass twice before. I think Commissioner Kummer and I are probably the only ones here who probably voted for it each time. So, should we be going ahead, promoting a CAC when we're not absolutely certain that the board is in support of these new Crown Hydro proposals and we haven't taken public input, which we normally don't do in front of the full board? We would do it here.
So I can't believe that we're moving to have a CAC before our staff has had a chance to review this and make a recommendation to us about what they think.
Again, it's just really bad public policy to have a study item that isn't really a study item, that becomes a motion that moves these things forward without really looking at the details.
And I want everybody to know I'm going to make a substitute motion, but I do want to hear from some public tonight. If I have to stay here myself, I'm going to hear from them. Because, if anything we've learned in the last 3-4 years is the word transparency, public hearings. And I've made as many mistakes as anybody in regard to that, but I've learned from that. And I'm going to make a motion after we hear from a few people that what they feel about this project. We heard plenty from a private project. And John, that's the difference between the Grand Round, which is a public process. This is a for-profit project company.
What are you talking to me for? I was talking about a Citizens Advisory Committee, Dietzick. Don't pull that crap.
Okay.
You compared it.
No, I didn't compare it. I was talking about the Citizens
let's get to the
Advisory
point.
Committee, Dietzick.
Compare it to the Grand Round project.
Okay.
No comparison.
Let's not get into an argument between commissioners, please.
All right.
Let's not get into an argument. Commissioner Dietzick.
I want to hear from some citizens with regard to this.
Okay, what's your motion?
The motion I'm going to make, I'm not making it now, but I'll tell you what it's going to be. I'm going to move to table this.
Okay, it's non-debatable.
Well, I know I didn't make it yet.
Oh.
I'm just letting you know I'm going to make it when we hear from the citizens. Tell my wife, tell her I won't be.
You're not going to do the gardening tonight? Commissioner Kummer is actually next. Does she want to yield to Commissioner Young temporarily? Commissioner Young.
To make a substitute motion. that would ask Chair Comer if she would consider moving,
Wait, Chair Comer?
Commissioner Comer, I would accept the bullet number 3. I'm really tired of this, and if we're all gonna start yelling at each other, and Chair Fine was emotional at the beginning of this, so it's a very hot topic. I think that we need to just cut to the chase. Let's send it to the staff for review, and they come back with what should the process be, if we wanna do the CAC, if we wanna do an EAW, and whatever their recommendations are. So my motion is a friendly amendment, which you probably don't think is very friendly, but I want to go to just bullet number 3, which would say, staff be directed to review and make suggestions to the board regarding the proposed Crown Hydro lease agreement.
So, Commissioner Young, are you suggesting that it actually come to the full board and not to the committee at that point, or come back to the committee?
To the committee.
Okay.
To the committee. This is a planning commission, planning committee issue.
And then
this
at that point, would public input be at,
They'll tell, yeah, I mean,
okay.
we all know what they're gonna stand up and say. I mean, if you guys don't, I can tell you right now, pretty much most of it. And so can everybody up here.
No.
So, I mean,
No, not
I
staff.
don't really think that's the point tonight. And I think they do understand that we're trying to give them a space in the process as it moves forward.
As superintendent has a question.
Oops.
It seems to me that we're merging 2 issues here. One is a recommendation on the process we should be following. The other is recommendations about suggestions to a lease document, which is, in our opinion, an entirely different matter. We would be happy if the clarification is that it's on the process recommending back to the board the process that should be undertaken.
Okay. Sure. Yes,
Commissioner
So staff
Comer?
be directed
Review this.
review, well, they do have to review the proposal. Okay, to review the proposal and outline a process
Yes.
to proceed forward. And let's leave it as generic as that for the moment.
If this is what will work for us tonight, and ultimately lead, hopefully, to the Citizens Advisory Committee and the EAW or whatever, yes, I think that's acceptable.
I think that the board is clear on the motion. At least the committee should be on the committee in favor of the friendly amendment, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It passes.
I move we adjourn.
Chair, just a point of information.
Commissioner
I
Dietzick?
apologize to the public for not being able to hear you tonight, but be sure to come back.
They'll get
when
their
this is on the
opportunity.
They're
agenda
gonna
again.
get your opportunity.
Okay. All in favor of adjourning, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.